Good morning all of you. Today we will be discussing about the properties of division of integers. Okay. First property is closure property. Okay. So before discussing this closure property, let's take some examples and see whether integers are closed under division. Okay. So first let's take minus 4. Minus 4 divided by minus 2. What will be the answer? How will you find this? You know that division of a negative integer by another negative integer. Then what you have to do? You have to divide them as whole, that is 4 divided by 2, and put the positive sign. Okay, so answer 4 divided by 2 is 2, so plus 2 will be the answer. So here what is the closure property? If we are taking two integers and when we divide them, the answer should be also an integer. So for this thing, we can say that closure property is satisfied. But let's take another example. Suppose I am taking 12, minus 12. Okay, I am taking minus 12 and dividing this minus 12 by 7. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to divide them as whole and put the negative sign, because here one is negative and one is positive, so in the answer we will get negative sign. Okay, so what will be the answer? 12 divided by 7 means you have to write it in this way, so answer will be minus 12 by 7. So here also we have taken two integers minus 12 and 7 and we have divided them, but in the answer, is minus 12 by 7 an integer? No, minus 12 by 7 is not an integer. Okay, this is not an integer. So what you have to do? You have to say that integers are not closed under division. Okay, not closed under division. That is our first property. Okay, integers are not closed under division. If it was closed under division, then in the answer also we should get an integer, but here it is not the case, so we can say that integers are not closed under division. Okay, now let's see the next one, that is commutative property. For that, let's take an example, 8 and minus 4. Okay, so what was commutative property? According to commutative property, a plus b should be equal to b plus a. Okay, that was the case of addition, but here it is division. So what will you say? A divided by b should be equal to b divided by a. Then only we can say that commutative property is satisfied. But let's see whether it is satisfying this condition or not. So here we are taking example as 8 and minus 4 as a and b, and we are dividing them. Okay, so what is a divided by b? Or 8 divided by minus 4, you have to divide them as whole and put the negative sign, because one is positive and one is negative. Okay, so what will be the answer? 8 divided by 4 is 2, so minus 2 will be the answer. Okay, now let's see b divided by a, that is minus 4 divided by 8. Okay, b divided by a. So what you have to do? You have to divide 4 divided by 8 and put the negative sign. So what is 4 divided by 8? Means in this way you will get, okay, minus 4 by 8. So here you have got minus 2 and here you have got minus 4 by 8. That means you can say 8 divided by minus 4 not equal to minus 4 divided by 8. That means you can say division is not commutative for integers. Okay, so that is our second property, that is division is not commutative for integers. Okay, why it's not commutative? Because here a divided by b not equal to b divided by a, so division is not commutative for integers. You can take any other example and see this result. Okay, now let's discuss the third property. Third property says that Suppose a is an integer and we do a divided by 0. Then what happens? A divided by 0 is actually not defined. Okay, we cannot define what is a divided by 0. If a is an integer and we divide a by 0, then it's not defined. Suppose I am taking 5 and dividing it by 0. 5 divided by 0 means you can write in this way also. So this is not defined. Okay, you can take any integer and you will see that it's not defined. But what happens when we take 0 and divide it by any integer, say a? Then its answer will be equal to 0. Okay, that is 0 divided by 5. This will be equal to 0, or 0 divided by 5, you can write it in this way. So this will be equal to 0, but you cannot write this in this way, 5 by 0. Okay, or 5 divided by 0 is not defined, but 0 by 5 is defined. Okay, you can take any integer, say 7. 7 divided by 0 means what? It is not defined. Okay, but 0 divided by 7 means what? It will be equal to 0. So this is what the third property says, that is a divided by 0 is not defined and 0 divided by a equal to 0. Okay, this is the third property. Okay, now let's see the fourth property. So fourth property is very easy, that is suppose a is an integer and we divide a by 1, then our answer will be a. Okay, let's take an example. Suppose I am taking minus 8, which is an integer, and I am dividing this minus 8 by 1. Then what will be the answer? The number itself, that is minus 8. Suppose I am taking another example, 2, and I am dividing this 2 by 1. What will be the answer? 2. Okay, so you will get the number itself, that is a divided by 1 equal to a. Now, what about the case if I am dividing instead of 1, if I am dividing with minus 1, then what will be the answer? Suppose I am taking minus 8 and dividing it by minus 1. Okay, then will you get the same answer as 8? No. Sorry, minus 8? No. Then what will you get? You know that when you are dividing two negative integers, you have to divide them as whole. That is 8 divided by 1 is 8 and you have to put the positive sign. So the answer is plus 8 here. But we have taken minus 8 here. So if you are dividing by minus 1, then you will not get the same number itself. Okay, then the answer changes. This is the case for only 1 but not for minus 1. Okay, a divided by 1 equal to a. A divided by minus 1, that is a divided by minus 1 is not equal to a. Okay, a divided by only 1 is equal to a. Okay, this thing you should keep in mind. So this is what the fourth property says, a divided by 1 equal to a. That is when we divide a by when we divide an integer by 1, then we will get the same integer itself. Okay. Now let's see the fifth property. Fifth property, let's check the associative property for integers. Okay. In the case of division, let's check that. Associative property, what is that? A divided by B divided by C. We need to check whether it is equal to or not to what? A divided by B divided by C. Okay, actually for integers, division is not associative for integers. Okay, that means you cannot say that these are equal, or a divided by b divided by c not equal to a divided by b divided by c. That is, division is not associative for integers. Let's check that by taking an example. Suppose I am taking, instead of a I am taking 16, and instead of b I am taking 4, and instead of c I am taking minus 2. Okay, and let's do this. This is A divided by B divided by C. That is this one. Okay. So what will you get here? You will get minus 16 divided by, what is 4 divided by minus 2? You have to divide them as whole and put the negative sign. So 4 divided by 2 is 2 and put the negative sign. Okay. Now what is minus 16 divided by minus 2? You have to divide them as whole and put the positive sign. So 16 divided by 2 equal to 8. And you have to put the positive sign. So you will get the answer as plus 8. Okay. Now let's do the right hand side, which is A divided by B divided by C. That is minus 16 divided by 4 divided by C. What is C? Minus 2. Okay. So what will you get? What is minus 16 divided by 4? You have to divide them as whole and put the negative sign. So 16 divided by 4 is 4 and put the negative sign. So minus 4 divided by minus 2. Okay. So what is minus 4 divided by minus 2? You have to divide them as whole. That is 4 divided by 2 equal to 2 and put the positive sign. So what have you got? You got the answer as 2. So in the first case you got the answer as 8 and in the second case you got the answer as 2. So both are not equal. So you can say that division is not associative for integers. Okay, you can take any other example and prove that division is not associative for integers. Okay, so that's all about the properties of division. I hope all of you understood these properties. So thank you.